Okay, hi. I've got a spreadsheet tutorial for you. It's kind of a niche one. Not a lot of people might have this issue. So hopefully you're in the right place. I'm just gonna sort of show you what I'm talking about here initially, just so you can decide if you're in the right place or not. So the thing that I'm talking about today is how to keep the cell references within your formulas from moving when the cells they reference move. So for example, if we have a formula here that's just referencing K4 and K4, we'll throw some data in just to show the example, and I move K4, this is going to change to the place that I moved it to, K11, which of course is usually quite useful. If you've used spreadsheets at all, that's great. We love spreadsheets for doing that. But maybe you run into a situation where you don't want that to happen, and I want this to just stay at I8 no matter what I move this, or if I move something on top of it, then you get this reference error, right? And we want to just keep that from happening. Just make the formula say I8 no matter what. So I'll just tell you, it's not a setting in Google Sheets that I know about. It's more of I'm calling it like a proxy method. This is just the way that I fixed it. If you're curious about, just skip to this time code just for the tutorials themselves. But if you're curious about why you might need to do this, for example, I have a spreadsheet that I share with a lot of all my roommates. We do grocery shopping together, and then people can decide what they want to pay for. But you put the item and the price, and people, decide whether or not they want it or how much they want to pay for it, right? And because in this case, there's a spreadsheet that's shared with a bunch of people who aren't avid spreadsheet users, they might not know about how this all works. They don't know about how this all works. So they will accidentally drag stuff around and not notice it. And when you have formulas everywhere that are so many different formulas referencing these cells, then when that happens, it's like a real pain to fix. So the first thing I'll do actually is just show you how to fix that in case that did happen to you, and you're trying to go through and find each one and change it, and it's not working out. One thing you can try, highlight all the areas or just search the whole sheet actually. So search the whole sheet, go up to edit, find and replace. So first you're going to have to diagnose which cells were affected. I'll just do the example in this simpler one. So in this simpler example, we have this is the input zone. This is basically the cells that you want to protect from having their references changed. So from having references to them changed. That's analogous to this whole area that people can input data and could potentially move cells around, right? And then these are the forms. This is just kind of to represent all your formulas. Just as an example, they don't mean anything, but they reference each one of these cells here. So that's the setup. If I were to somebody accidentally moves C7 to C6, the first thing that you need to do is figure out which cell is affected, which can be hard, but you find the reference, the thing that has the reference error. Hopefully you can figure out which cell is affected. It's going to be different depending on what your spreadsheet is, obviously. In this case, I know that it was C6 and C7. And if I look into things, we can see this should be C6, but it's a reference error. This should be C7, but it's C6. So you can search all your formulas, or you can search the whole sheet, depending. Find every instance of C6 and replace with C7. I think that's right. Just double check. Yeah. No. Yeah, C6 should be C7. So you're going to find all of those instances. Check this box, also search within formulas, and replace all. And then, and the order of this does matter, because if you do this first, then, I mean, you could try it and see what happens. It's not going to work. So you have to do that and then do the reference replacement. Find every instance of this string of text, #ref, ! Which is what, obviously what this turns into when it was overridden, and replace it with C6. Actually, before you do that, also, maybe you know this, make sure to search for all of these too. Sorry, C. Yeah. Because sometimes you will have that, maybe. You don't really need to do this also, but yeah. So you would do that with that, right? Just in case that's present as well. And then I think you get the idea here. You're doing this and replacing it with C6. So that's how to fix it if that has already happened to you. See, everything's back to normal now. Hopefully that works. I've run into situations where it wasn't so simple. But that's the whole reason that we're just the next part of this video, which is why I'm making it to begin with, is to show you how to prevent that from happening at all. Because you don't want to deal with that every time. So, step 1, grab your whole zone, every cell that you want to protect, and drag it somewhere else. For me, I'm dragging it to right here with alphabet receipts. You can see I did this already. That's why it's purpleate already, but it doesn't matter. And even though there's not even any data in here, it seems like, why would you drag it over if it's just empty? You've done nothing. But of course, what you've done is changed all of these cell references to reference that area instead of the primary area. And then take everything, copy it. In case you have formatting or data in here already that you want to keep over there, just go ahead and copy and paste. I should put some data in to show the example, but that's fine. So now you have this whole area still as it was, but now all of your cells are no longer referencing that area. They're referencing this area. So then you're going to do equals within parentheses A2, or it might not be A2 for you, obviously, just whatever this cell corresponds to. It's AA2, it's in the top left corner. It's meant to represent this cell. That's the cell that moved over, right? And then drag everything out. So now you have a sort of like proxy, or like sort of map of your original area. So now if I put data in here, whatever, I'm just doing random stuff. Because I did it as that, which is why that's showing nothing. Because the formulas don't make any sense. Anyway, all this data is going to propagate right over here, right? If that makes enough sense. If you use spreadsheets, I'm sure you're following. And now, of course, all these, as I said already, reference that map over there. So it's sort of like, it's a proxy goes over here, and then it goes to your formulas, which seems just like redundant and useless for now, but this is where, and this is the last step really, all you need to do is go find and replace again. Here, hang on. We're doing the whole sheet. We just want to do this area. Find and replace every instance of a beginning parenthesis. Replace that with indirect and a quote. Don't forget the quote. Check that box again. Replace all. And you're going to get a bunch of errors. That is what's supposed to happen. Don't worry about the errors. Then you'll replace every end parenthesis with quote. Where's my quote? Quote end parenthesis. So, yeah. And then you're searching within formulas. You press replace all. So now we still have a map. But in this case, every cell reference is a string of text as an indirect, basically. So you can see it works. Now if I drag stuff around, I can do whatever I want. I can really mess this whole place up. I can even drag something from over here on top. And all of this stuff is still working as it should be, right? I can still put 2, 2, 2, 2 here, and 1, and get 8 here, exactly like it should be. Even if I drag this over, do this, you get the idea. It works. Yeah, you're all done. If that's all you needed, you can stop watching the video now. If you're curious about why it works, if you want to know more about indirect functions, if you want to know why I had to do all the find and replace stuff, I'll explain that. But yeah, basically an indirect function takes a string of text. So I could put anything here. I mean, I couldn't put anything. It wouldn't work if I did put something that couldn't be interpreted as a cell reference. But anyway, point is, it takes a string of text and runs it as a cell reference. And because it's a string of text and not a direct cell reference, the formulas and Google Sheets itself or Excel, whatever you're using, isn't going to interpret it as a cell reference, right? So it's not going to do all the things that we usually love Google Sheets to do, which is, extrapolating stuff. Like if I just did this right off the bat and then put everything out, it's just going to be A2 every time, because it's not, like I said, it doesn't, I think you get the idea. It doesn't recognize this as a cell reference, so it's not going to, and these still reference the proxy, so, yeah. I think that's basically all. I implemented it into mine, and it works beautifully. Like the only thing you'll have to do when people drag stuff around is fix the formatting, but all you have to do is, in some cases, just drag stuff out, right? But everything works great. Yeah. So that's basically the end of the video. That's all I got. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Don't stick around for more spreadsheet tutorials. It's not what I'm going to do regularly. I'm not really going to do anything regularly. I'm not a YouTuber. is this person when I when I have issues with tech or whatever that I find a solution to. I want to share that with people. And that's it. Do stay tuned if you like the band Gorilla Toss. If you don't know the band Gorilla Toss, go listen to the band Gorilla Toss. They're really great, but I'm making Gorilla Toss meme. It's going to drop on this channel soon. And I'm almost positive you don't care because you came here for spreadsheets. But check it out. Or wait for it. It might never drop. It's taking way too long. But that's all I got. This is way longer than it was last time.